Hello, my name is Dr. My name is Dr. Today I come to you not as the leading neurosurgeon in the United States, but with information about the plague. Black Death began in the 1300s in China. It spread with the help of merchants through the Silk Road to Europe. The WHAP bacteria is fed by rats and through human contact. It can also be spread by fleas. It enters the bloodstream by insect bites or rodent bites. In China, 12 million died, while in Europe, 20 to 30 million died. The plague has three different types: bubonic, septicemic, and pneumonic. The bubonic plague enters the bloodstream and infects the lymph nodes. Within 3 to 7 days of exposure to the plague bacteria, you will develop flu-like symptoms, such as fever, headache, chills, weakness, and swollen or tender lymph node glands, called buboes, hence the name bubonic. Hello, miss. I'm Dr. Inman. You look really bad. It seems as though you have dark spots on your forehead and your lymph nodes are very swollen. You're gonna die in a couple hours. I know, it sucks. The septic plague affects the bloodstream, the entire bloodstream. It causes abdominal pain, internal bleeding, bruises, fever, chills, vomiting, bleeding from the mouth, nose, rectum, and under the skin, and blackening of the fingers and toes. Hello, I'm Dr. Inman. See these red marks on your arm? It means you have septic plague. You're gonna die. Sorry. Bye! Pneumonic plague mostly affects the lungs. Symptoms consist of fever, chills, trouble breathing, chest pains, coughing, headaches, bloody sputum, and overall pain. It is the most contagious of all three plagues. Italian traders from Genoa were also infected and returned home in 1347, introducing the Black Death to Europe. Some of the big cities affected were Paris, Florence, and London. And when the plague entered these cities, it spread like wildfire because the population was so big and the public health system was so bad.
We want higher pay. We want higher pay. We want higher pay.
I'm dying.
I want higher pay because I'm working double time for all these dead people.
Here we are with one of the serfs from London now, speaking about the situation going on with the Black Plague. So, tell me, how is it like living with people who have the plague in them?
It was awful. It was hard to treat them, and they wouldn't get treated because of how bad the plague was.
That's interesting. What would you do when a person died in your house? I bet it was really disgusting. So it must have been really hard to get their bodies out of the house.
We usually just dump them onto the street so that the body pickers can come and just pick the body and put it somewhere else.
That must have been really disgusting and really up close and personal with the bodies. How did you avoid getting sick?
I usually wore protective gear so that I wouldn't have skin to skin contact with them so that I wouldn't get the plague. But it was hard to always not be able to get it.
I understand. So now since the plague is over and there's at least not a lot of people have it now, what are some of the effects that you noticed in London that happened after the majority of people got rid of the plague?
Well, there was most of the peasants and serfs got died, so there was a shortage of labor, so the wage increased drastically, and also the scales, they turned in favor of the peasants and serfs and against the landlords. And also, like, the economy was affected since there were not many serfs and peasants to work and do the labor. So there was like a lot of the land, like the land lost a lot of its value.
That's good to hear. Well, you heard it first here in London Serfs.
Many lords gave their peasants on their land their freedom and paid them to work on their land. Many peasants that worked for the churches, however, didn't. Sometimes up to 2 days a week they worked. This meant that they couldn't work on their own land, which meant it was difficult to grow enough food for their families. Plague spread mainly through the Mongol Empire because it spanned from East Asia to Eastern Europe. The Mongols attacked villages and towns by infecting the citizens. Because of the drop in population, serfs were able to protest and eventually earn more money. Traditional medieval societies were thrown into chaos. Economies were fractured, and churches lost status, art, and literature. Labor movements improved the overall labor system, and later, improvements in medicine were made, and they were able to fight back against the plague.